Good evening and welcome back to Italy. Well, yes, my audio levels are a bit low today. Let's turn that up a fraction there. Where Queen Edda? What kind of a name is Edda? Is Queen of Italy and hoping to become the first Empress of the refounded Holy Roman Empire. The only problem is that to found the Holy Roman Empire, she does rather need to also be King of Germany. Okay, well, Queen of Germany probably. Either of those would be fine. And and this is a bit of a problem. She would like to deal with this by usurping the Kingdom of Germany, and she owns quite a lot of the de jure Kingdom of Germany. Unfortunately, the King of Germany is currently at war, so we can't get the precise numbers out. But I think she's the size of the de jure duchy. So she had just enough. And then the de jure Duchy of Trier joined de jure Germany for reasons. So if we look up the size of Trier, de jure Trier is 3 counties. So Germany was 59 counties. So Germany was 59 counties. It's now gained another 3, which, my keyboard's not working, which does not make the answer 593, which gives it 62. We need at least 51% of that, which is 31.62. So we need 32 counties. And at the last count, I think we had 31. Because it turned out that 30 is just under 51% of 59. So I think that probably means we only need one more county, which is nice. We do actually have as a vassal someone who has a claim on a duchy in Germany. But frankly, since we only need one county, we could use almost any casus belli. The only problem is that we have a truce with the King of Germany because we went to war with him quite recently for some reason or other. I can't remember what. I think to get us up to 30 counties, and that lasts until 1078, and that's ages. But Queen Edda already has a known murderer penalty from having killed a previous king of Germany, actually. So far in her fairly brief reign, Queen Edda has murdered a king of Germany, gone to war with the king of Germany and had one of her commanders kill said king on the battlefield, and is now plotting to murder the third one of these, plotting to kill her third king of Germany, this one by murder again.
3 times is a conspiracy.
So she has this plot underway, and it's got a plot power of 188%, and we could recruit someone for another 18%. That would be nice because it would push us over 200. How much would he cost? Oh, he's only 43 gold. We've got quite a lot of gold. Let's recruit Count Zbigniew of Rugen as well. Because it's worth going over round numbers of plot power. We have the usual weird startup bug of everyone briefly liking us and leaving all the defensive pacts against us. Just trying to find a bit of foam I would usually stick under the laptop to keep my knees from overheating. There it is. Right. So, yes. We now have 206% plot power. I think, having understood how plots work a bit better, we can get more likelihood of things happening if Queen Edda herself happens to be in the capital of Germany. So I think possibly she should raise a small army here. A small army of 2,280 troops. Presume she can't. Yeah, she can't raise the levy of an individual settlement. It has to be the entire vassal. Set herself at the head of it, and then go and stand around in Meissen, looking inconspicuous, with slightly over 2,000 troops.
Stalking around the back with a brick.
With an army.
Or brick.
2 bricks.
So I don't think this will make any difference to the plot power, but it will mean that she can get a chance to engage in attempts on the poor king's life as well. And I should just keep an eye on the succession in Germany. Oh yes, that was why she went to war, wasn't it? No. Oh yes, she went to war in order to get the Kingdom of Denmark. Because one of the things we wanted to achieve was to split Denmark and Germany into separate, to be, so that their crowns were held by different people, so that the German king didn't have a separate kingdom to fall back on. Duchess Constanza of Krain is getting happier slowly. Yeah, keep making her happier. She's quite important. Right, so now Edda is hanging around the capital of Germany looking for an opportunity to off the king. She's also hoping to improve her martial ability, which, you might hope this would help with.
Martial and murdering are not actually the same skill in this game.
No. Murder is done by intrigue. Having a quick look through things that can be done. Don't think we want to imprison the Basilissa of the Byzantine Empire. What are those claims on then? Oh, right, yes, we can... Oh, yes, because the Duchess of Bavaria is Basilissa of the Byzantine Empire. It's kind of amusing. How is... Why do you not have any children, Edda? How are the other members of my dynasty looking? So Henrique has married... Oh yes, Henrique married a Capet, didn't she? Because we managed to find a genius Capet who would take a matrilineal marriage. Hedwig is married. Katerina is betrothed. Adelinde is not betrothed, but is also not in my court, so that's going to take a bit of effort. Should probably get around to... Oh, someone might be sorting her out already. Yeah, we should maybe pay attention to that. Monet is not betrothed, but is in my court. There's a convenient 3-year-old courtier who's a genius. Yeah, go on. Carlotta is betrothed to a random person because she wasn't actually my responsibility. Philibert, similarly. Sophie is not yet betrothed, but she is only 9, so it's not urgent. Tito Winfrieda. So yeah, things are going all right. So we should probably sort out someone for Adelinda fairly soon, but the slight problem is that she's not in my court, so it's not really my job to do that. I can only really do this by inviting someone who looks good and then sending him over to her. And the problem with people who look good is that I want to keep them for my own purposes. I see scrolling down my list to Jaromir, my marshal, who, like, yes, he would be excellent. Well, I mean, except for the fact that he's a bit old. Well, okay, much too old. But, like, yeah, I have uses for Jaromir. Oh, well, I'm sure her own liege will find her a husband. You can tell whether someone's a genius at birth in this game. Which is kind of odd.
I think the last time this came up in discussion, someone said babies come with labels.
Oh yes, we're currently randomly holding the county of Freistadt, aren't we? Because it like fell back to us. We can't improve it because we don't have any of the requirements, even though we did just discover some more technology there. So 1,000 gold is about what I want to have when I found the Holy Roman Empire, so I probably shouldn't spend lots of money right now. Serbia is still in pieces. Oh, Martin of Tuscany has... What the hell is going on there? Queen Ode of the Pious accepted Duke Martin of Tuscany's peace offer. Tuscan claim on Spoleto has ended. Queen Ode of Romagna lost. Well, kind of, and kind of not, because I'm a Di Spoleto and it's been merged into Italy, because Duke Martin is one of my vassals. So what we have here now... so yes, Spoleto is now held the county directly by Duke Martin of Tuscany. So I think, yes, that's reduced Romagna a little further. And like they do have a bit of a problem that they're mostly a theocracy. Like they have 3 counties in the hands of bishops. So that's probably not very good for Romagna's supply of troops. I presume France is still a theocracy, is it? Yep. Run by a King Bishop. Thank you, Simon. Duke Mangold of Saxony is declaring war on one of his vassals. So I don't really want to like start wars or anything because I really want this murder to happen.
bit more overt.
Oh, that's nice. I don't think... Was I trying to convert Verona myself? Where's my court chaplain mucking around? He's proselytising in Verona. Excellent. Verona has been converted, though. Right. That's the right button. The colours... Catholicism looks like weirdly muddy. Maybe I just need to turn up the screen brightness a bit. There we go. Right. So, where should my court chaplain be now? Possibly in Pongau. Because that's still Fraticelli. I mean, we'd quite like to tidy up in Marienburg and Samland, but I think that can be left for someone else for now. Let's sort out the wrong button. Let's sort out the heresies first before we worry about the heathens. Right. Good news, my co-conspirator. Duke Philip of Alsace has let me know that King Ludolf II of Germany will soon have a tragic fall off the castle parapets. Right, let's just quickly check that. I mean, not that I can do anything about it, but that his heir is still a child. Yes, Prince. So King Ludolf, age 14, will, we hope, fall off the castle parapets and be succeeded by Prince Bernhard, who is 7. And importantly, with whom I do not have a truce. So, fly, little bird, fly.
Games at the table, which is my primary.
So, Queen Edda waits impatiently for news. Success! King Ludolf II flew off those walls like an ostrich. Unfortunately, the assassin was caught and my complicity was discovered. Well, it's not like it can get any worse. I'm still a known murderer. Good, but no, actually, that was fine. At age 14, your acquaintance King Ludolf of Germany was murdered on the orders of Queen Edda of Italy. So, that now means you just make sure that enough time has passed for all the inheritance faff to happen, that King Bernhard is now King of Germany. He has a weak claim on the Kingdom of Denmark. His heir is even an adult. He is probably not going to be murdered by Edda unless we come up with another excuse.
It's fine, you're just going to make his king waffle.
Yeah.
He might want to murder Edit, but, you know.
Probably will. I mean, he isn't a rival, actually, because he's not the son of the previous king. Because the previous king was 14.
That's been very precocious.
This kid's 7. The new king's 7, so
Yeah.
that would be quite alarming. Edda should march her armies back from Dresden. And disband them so that she can think about war.
And crucially, remembering not to spend money until she's founded.
Well, not very much. I mean, she can afford 100 gold. She can probably afford more because, like, the war will take time, and her current kingdom is quite profitable. So let's see what casus belli she has available. She can claim the Duchy of Baden for someone, an unlanded woman. That's not very helpful. But she can claim the quite large Duchy of Swabia. Ugh. Do I want to turn Swabia into an enormous Prince Bishopric?
Well, you can set up another anti-pope.
I mean, I'm going to, obviously. That's the only duchy claim we've got that's good, and I kind of would prefer to do this with a duchy claim than a mere county claim, I think. Let's make sure we're...
It also gives you more resources for the Holy Roman Empire.
Well, I hope that I'll be able to peacefully vassalise the rest of Germany, because I'll be German, I'll be an emperor, they'll all be dukes without a king above them, because I'll just have stolen the kingdom. And I'll be quite a lot more powerful than them. So I think we should have all the bits necessary to peacefully vassalise, and I'll be their de jure liege because they'll be part of Germany. The Holy Roman Empire includes Germany. So I think it doesn't matter that much what I take now, because I'm expecting to get the whole lot in due course. I mean, it has to be something that's in de jure Germany, and I'm tempted to do Swabia simply because it's big and will definitely put me over the threshold, rather than embarrassingly putting me one county below the threshold because I've got my sums wrong again.
Yeah. That sounds.
And Swabia finally connects
Your bits of Germany
two bits of the Kingdom of Italy together.
Is that actually important? In
No.
the game? I got the impression that connectedness was a mere aesthetic detail.
You can turn on rules that mean that disconnected bits of your realm will tend to become independent on succession.
Yeah. This isn't usually a problem, though. But once you've got the rolling Katamari.
Right. So I think we should go for Swabia and accept that this is going to give me a rather overpowered. He's currently only a Prince Bishop, so he'll be that Augsburg plus Swabia. Yeah, that's fine. Right. Yeah, I mean, I've seen maps of the Holy Roman Empire, so this kind of weird splitting up of everything in weird ways is perfectly accurate. Right. Claim Swabia. Usual thing of dismissing the completely useless, the almost completely useless armies. Getting we've got 266 troops turning up in Majorca now.
Eventually it might get to the point where it's worth shipping them somewhere.
I mean, let's just order something vaguely sensible. And then if we find some enemies, we might redirect people. I don't think I need to raise the honour guard. I've got quite a lot more troops than Germany has. Sensible Germany would surrender immediately. So, Jacob, the genius di Spoleto, is betrothed to Andriana, who is also a genius. Yes, that sounds like a good plan, even though it loses him 100 prestige. So you should pay some attention to what's going on here. Notice there are some Danish troops kicking around. Alright, there's also... yes, he's involved in a couple of other wars already. Oh, another war already.
Well, it's tradition. If we need you on that elitist.
No very interesting messages there. Aha, there are 2,000 German troops desperately hurrying back from Denmark. And getting into a fight. I mean, they're going to win that one probably, but it will delay them a bit. I think so one of my counts may possibly be engaged in a war with Denmark. Because they seem to be trying to besiege some of my what one might hope was my territory.
And the next will be, other holdings that are owned by, say, the Thing of Germany.
Has Symmachos attached himself to one of these? Oh, it's 1st of January. Yes. So everything pauses briefly. Edda should stop leading armies again. You should look at where that German army has got to. Maybe send a force out to go and give it a good thrashing soon. Guerino di Spoleto is in need of a guardian. Am I teaching anyone at the moment? No. I probably should. Sadly, I only have one siege leader now. Why have they ended up in that county? Get across the border. You lot, pick another county to go to. Basileus Gregoras of the Byzantine Empire, my father-in-law, has died. Oh yes, my husband is a prince of the Byzantine Empire. Died of depression.
Well, it's very difficult being prince of empire, Byzantine Empire.
So we have a new Duchess of Franconia. That's nice. Everyone is joining a defensive pact, and that's before I've founded the Holy Roman Empire. What's going on here? Oh, it's him in Monte Cassino. Yeah, whatever. We'll take it back if we have to. The new Byzantine emperor has decided he wants to institute medium crown authority or something. We'll ignore that. No, I'm not going to become his vassal. I'm hoping that I can take, like, the southern bit of the Italian peninsula off him. I would quite like, ideally, to do that before founding the Holy Roman Empire, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. because it would be quite convenient to become Queen of Sicily, found the Empire of Italia, which you can only do as Queen of Sicily, and which causes Sicily to become de jure part of Italia, and then found the Holy Roman Empire, so that at least I only cover 2 de jure empires and not 3. Someone.
Premature optimizations.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold up. Like, I was willing to ensure that Denmark got split off, in part because there were other things I needed to organise as well. But we've lost the German army. Hope we see it again at some point, because we need to give it at least a brief thrashing. Some random person has converted to Catholicism, which might be helpful. We have a new Grand Mayor of Pomerania. We seem to be getting a wide variety of factions appearing and disappearing. Let's have a quick look at the faction situation. Yeah, none of those is worrying. And there's the people that Germany was fighting. That's another coat of arms that isn't Germany. It looks suspiciously similar. Oh, there's the German army. Maybe I should send someone out to say hello to them. This lot have almost finished that siege. Candida is such a caring sister. Always ready to lighten the mood during a sombre family dinner or play with the children. I suppose her own children. Even though we may disagree from time to time, I cannot deny her accomplishments as a sister. Queen Edda's opinion of Princess Candida changes by 15 for 15 years. Okay. I'm not sure that helps very much, but... right, because Candida has gained... No, that's not the one that affects me. But presumably she gained Jovial Matron for other reasons, but that also affects me. Yes, we're waiting for this lot to finish that siege, and then I'm going, do I wait for them to finish the next one before I send them off? I think I probably should. We're not in a hurry. Well, that army is now at a loose end. So let's make sure Symmachus is not an organiser. Let's equip them with an organiser and with 2 other good leaders and send them in that kind of direction. And stick Symmachus there instead. Sniffle. Apparently allergic to Crusader Kings. Or something. Oh, Dr. Vilay's died. Oh, Edda has become known as Edda the Just. Does that mean she won't get to be Edda the Great when she founds the HRE? That's slightly unfortunate.
So you get to be the just despite murdering people left, right and centre.
Just! She's got the just traits. Obviously she's just.
She was justly murdered.
No, I think just is more how you deal with your vassals. The fact that you like she doesn't have the opportunity to apply justice or injustice to the King of Germany. The King of Germany is someone you deal with on a completely different level from justice. I mean, it's kind of.
It stops you getting the if you. I think if you've already got a generic epithet like the just that you can get just by hanging around for long enough, I think that can still be overridden by things like you founded an empire, therefore you get the great or whatever. There's a.
I've taught my young kinsman well. Guerino is starting to act properly German. Oh, is he not German? Excellent, right. What a bright child. Gained 1 prestige. I've got nearly 2,000.
Do you need 3,000 or anything to found it?
No, I only need 1,000 to found the HRE, I think.
I think you told that army to go forward and left, and it said, no, I'm going to go forward and right.
No, I switched it to forward and right because I want to intercept this one. We have a new Duchess of Crine, who also dislikes me. Right, well, my my Chancellor should stay there. So yes, Dolcebile was... Oh yes, Joshella's husband, of course. Oh, that army's at a loose end now. They should go over there. Right, we will suffer a slight river crossing penalty, but we will, overwhelm them nonetheless. I expect. Oh, a young talented artist from Capua proposes to paint an iconic portrait of King Gregory the Silent. Well, I don't think I want that. Everyone in the dynasty loses 5 points of opinion of me.
Yes.
Or alternatively, it costs me a small amount of money and I get a small amount of prestige. Yeah, faffing around with the defensive pact. This might be a big enough battle that it'll bring us 100% war score. Because it's not like Germany has many troops. No, not quite.
Crucially, has it given you 5%?
Oh, yes. It gave me... Oh, actually only 7.6%, but yeah. And half a military technology point. Apparently. I don't often pay attention to these screens, but 10 prestige, mostly going to my husband. No, actually mostly going to Neophytos, who was the centre commander, I think. Actually, they may as well sit down in his capital if they're going to besiege anywhere. Oh, I think my marshal must have died. Jaromir, yes, has died a natural death at age 65.
Which is it?
Yeah. I mean, we've got plenty of good commanders, so I can probably promote one of them. But of course, I'm going to need a new commander if I do that, so I should probably recruit a new commander and then choose who to instate. Ideally, I would get another siege leader.
A siege leader is like a siege veteran. The leader with an exceptionally hard head who you lock against walls.
Yeah, not quite. So... Ugh. Best siege leader who will join my court appears to have a... And that would take a bribe. Appears to have a martial skill of 13. Well, maybe we won't get another siege leader then. Because instead we could get Bogoris, Marshal of Bessarabia, who has a martial skill of 24. I mean, possibly we should just have a stock of siege leaders even so, because I don't think the martial skill He's just raised a load of troops in a horrifically scattered fashion.
All get started, but yes, they're all time.
Well, let's just run around picking them off then. Okay, that lot. Looks like they're going to escape. Where are they going now? They're heading to Zatek, which is just there. And their movement locked. Excellent. Oh, we have another child that lacks a guardian. He's a genius. I mean, I'm probably not a bad person to train him anyway.
I mean, presumably all these small children who get sent to a memorial for education are like, brilliant!
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that my intrigue is pretty terrible. I'm not actually going to teach them anything useful about murdering.
Like, your marshal's pretty solid, isn't it?
No, that's terrible too.
Okay, you've got just bags of diplomacy.
20 diplomacy, but otherwise very,
Respectable-
very ordinary.
You've got respectable stewardship and learning, but nothing brilliant there. And yeah, your martial and intrigue are just a tiny bit low.
I mean, like, she was... Like, Valpurga is the one I was grooming for this job.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But she turned up a little bit too late. And so Edda got, or possibly the previous king died a bit early, and so Edda got the throne first. Like, Valpurga's 3 years younger than Edda, and I think was still a child when Edda took the throne in 1060. When she was 17, and so Valpurga, being 3 years younger, was not of age, not quite old enough. So yes, sadly, Valpurga is going to be sitting there fuming at not possibly murdering Edda in due course. Who knows? Oops, what? I think I didn't have the actual army selected, did I? Where's the next destination? All the way up there. Right, my Chancellor sets to work on the next Duchess of Crine. We've won the siege of Stuttgart. This army appears to be idle, so let's send them up that way. Well, probably we want actually to go to Weimar, don't we? Or indeed to Meissen. Ah, 100% war score. Excellent. Right. Let us gain the Duchy of Swabia. Prince Archbishop Lothar of Swabia, as he is now, I think, has usurped the title Prince Bishopric of Fürstenberg from Prince Valdemar the Monk, and the Prince Bishopric of Schwaben, and the Prince Archbishopric of Swabia, which is the whole point. Queen Edda 1.
Now, so you now have the dialogue box that says, "Yonk, yonk, yonk, give me your kingdom."
No, because he's still at war with someone else.
Yeah.
And you can't usurp a kingdom from someone who is at war. You might have thought so, yes.
Well, I think the thing here is that you want to walk in and just take the kingdom and not walk in, take the kingdom and then go, a bunch of tedious wars. Because usurpation is sort of meant to be war-free. As opposed to the usual situation where you're in a war, you take over their kingdom and then go, shit, I've just inherited all their wars.
Snatch. So now we mostly wait for a thing to go boing at the top of the screen to tell us we can usurp Germany. Meanwhile, feast. Oh, yes, Dr. Bile was my designated regent, wasn't he? You should find a replacement. I mean, I think ideally it would be quite nice if it were a Dispoleto and a like halfway competent one at that. Oh, is Jakob available? Yeah, he's a halfway competent Dispoleto. Also could do with appointing some reasonably powerful vassals as to these various posts that have accidentally ended up empty. Yes, my threat is presumed. Oh, it's only 36% for now. Right, so that's all my armies dismissed. My marshal is currently doing nothing because we're not at war, so let's send him to research military technology in Capua as is traditional. So we've got some surplus money now. The Apostolic Library is constructing a Natural Sciences collection. Teano is almost at the point of having upgraded its stables, so let's wait for that to finish. When I opened the door I saw no one, but as I stepped aside to close it, a group of acrobats cartwheeled, somersaulted and tumbled in. They performed all sorts of tricks and everyone watching exploded into applause when they finished. You will be perfect for my feast. While I was busy preparing for my feast, a troop of wandering jongleurs arrived at the castle. They looked a bit ragged, but their performance entertained the whole castle. Perhaps I should think about offering them my patronage. They will be perfect entertainment for the feast. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar and duck, spices, wine and ale, honey for the desserts, cheeses and perhaps even a swan or a peacock. Thank you. Spend enough on food to satisfy everyone's hunger. There's presumably some condition that controls whether you get to see the whether you get the lavish option. Duke Mangold II of Saxony has usurped the title County of Lüneburg from Emilrich Humpoldinger. Okay, I'm sure you had a good reason. Something like that. Yeah, the Count of thing is. Duchess Ingiltrude decided not to come, even though I just made her High Almoner. Duchess Guyla, the ill ruler of Salerno, has also refused to come.
No, she's an ill ruler. That explains everything.
Ditto Duke Dieter. I mean, maybe they're all busy. Right, what should we buy here now? Well, we can buy almost nothing. Oh, I think that's just because that panel is slightly confused. That's better. Well, let's just go for buying the cheapest thing available, which is next level of training grounds. Right. And Duke Aliardo of Modena. I'm not going to get very many of my vassals happy at this rate. Oh, Queen Oda of Romagna has died of severe stress. Romagna is now held by a child, King Engelbert of Romagna. Engelbert Ludolfinger. I mean, I assume we have 53 tons of claims against his kingdom. Like, we have a landed countess who has a claim on the entire kingdom, but obviously we wouldn't want to press that until we founded the Holy Roman Empire. King Bishop of France has joined the defensive pact against us. How excessive is it now? Germany still hasn't joined it. What's left of Germany?
Well, you're not, because they've been ones actually under the hammer recently.
Yes. And King Engelbert has grown up, and thus all our weak claims fall away, or at least cease being useful. He has grown up into a silly beard. He's a genius Ludolfinger. Interesting.
He's a genius. Why did he grow a beard like that?
So he makes badges.
What? So you had to have a beard and you hide one?
Yeah.
Welcome to my feast. Aha, the Apostolic Library now has a natural sciences collection. It's not brilliant.
Don't build anything more yet. Don't forget you want to have enough money to do anything.
Yeah, also I can't. I have to upgrade it before I can add any more features to
You
it.
can't afford to do that until you build it.
And I really can't afford to do that. Everyone drank and were happy except Prince Gregory, who refused more wine. This insulting gesture means he does not appreciate my hospitality. Engelbert Ludolfinger wants to become a paragon of virtue. Well, maybe I can make him Pope then. Well, it was a fairly boring feast, but those people who actually turned up gained 5 opinion. But yes, we are quite short of levies at the moment. I mean, we're still reasonably powerful. I was just wondering if I could join King Bernhardt's war on either side. Apparently not on that side, at least. No, not that kind of war. In order to hurry it towards its conclusion. Because it's currently 1% in favour of Germany and France against Brabant. Yes, that's Brabant. A single county duchy is currently holding off France, the alliance of France and Germany. And Germany, despite being much reduced, is still quite a lot bigger than one county. France has 2,500 troops. Germany, despite what I just did to it, has 2,500 troops. Brabant has 983 troops. Ah, well, that battle should help. Which I can see because it's just across the river, just across the Rhine from my county in Haturia. Oh, there was a child who wanted someone, wasn't there? 15% in favour of King Bishop Marquard of France. Good. Christopher di Spoleto lacks Guardian. Well, I don't really have anyone good here, so we may have to... He's already German. Enrique's stats are not really very... Let's give him to Ambrosia instead. Right. The Duchess Christine of Crine has a gradually improving opinion of me. We might want to just see...
I think we're running the Duchess of Crime.
Like, where does she appear in my list? So she can only provide a total of 664 troops. It's probably not actually worth chatting her up. We should send him to Salerno, where we could get like 4,000 troops if things were in a more sensible state. Off you go to Salerno. Lots of people doing things that I don't really care about. Freistadt has apparently gained some more tech points. Is that enough that I can build anything there yet? Nope. Since it's currently my job to provide buildings in Freistadt because I hold it. got another county, haven't I? Rome, yes. Tivoli is currently busy upgrading its training grounds. Anyway, right, good. Continue waiting for Germany to be available. What's going on with Duchess Susanna of Croatia then? Because her husband, Basileus Gregorus, has died. But, oh right, the heir to the Duchy of Croatia is also heir to the Byzantine Empire, right? So there's a danger that we'll lose Croatia to the Byzantine Empire. Whatever. Don't think we can entertainingly reverse that and arrange that we inherit the Byzantine Empire instead. Sadly, someone's plotting to kill someone else. Someone is trying to fabricate a claim on Franconia. Aimone di Spoleto has come of age, and despite being 16, is already balding. He's already betrothed to a genius. They will make a lovely couple, I'm sure. Though he does only have 16 stewardships, it's not a great success. Plotting to kill and adjoining the defensive pact. We have a new Di Spoleto, Hema Di Spoleto, but she is not a genius. Dum-de-dum. Come on, Germany and France. 36% in favour of King Bishop Marquard of France. Now, I would go to war with some more of my neighbours, but, well, actually I'd quite like my vassals to cheer up a bit. So unless there was some really tiny neighbour who wanted squishing. It's split independent. Split's independent. Since we control Duchess Susanna of Croatia, she has a de jure claim on Split. I mean, frankly, that war is so trivial. I can do it just about with my personal levies, so I wouldn't annoy my vassals. Yeah, Sodic will take that while we're waiting for Germany to sort themselves out. Oh no, he's part of the defensive pact. Oh,
Don't do that.
I mean, it would be. It's not entirely unfeasible. Like, I'd need slightly more than the honour guard.
Because you'd need to do a kind of smashing ground.
Yes, I would want to turn up on his border with a big pile of mercenaries and a siege leader.
Yeah, and then just throw troops at them.
And go, right, we're going to siege down
assault.
everything in here.
Yes.
Conveniently, the capital is a city. It's only a siege level 5.0 castle. And then a bishopric and another city. Oh, go on then, it'll be fun. Let us be slightly extravagant in our mercenary purchasing. It will push me below 1,000 gold, but only temporarily. We want, ideally, something that's good on heavy infantry and heavy cavalry for besieging, or in particular for assaulting.
I think we would like to know, how can we really get
Good question. I have a very good spy master. Also, it's not to very many people's benefit to murder me.
I mean, several kings of Germany would probably have had a good
Yeah, but it's not
motivation.
obviously to their benefit.
I think the AI does have quite narrow... I don't think the AI would have committed all the murders I've committed because it wouldn't have worked out that they were useful.
Also, of course, there is a limit to how much murdering Queen Edith will help, given that Queen Edith's heir is likely to pursue the same programme of aggressive murder.
Yes. Yes, the thing is, the main person who has a good reason for murdering Edda is Valpurga. And, I think there's a fair chance that Valpurga might succeed in murdering Edda. Though I'm not sure if you can plot to murder someone. And no, I think you can even if you're unlanded, can't you? We've seen that. But there aren't that many other people who would benefit from Valpurga being queen rather than Edda being queen. Valpurga's an adult. Valpurga's of the same dynasty. So there aren't, it's not very...
It's not a net improvement for most.
Yeah. So the Breton company that's got lots of heavy infantry is probably a good assaulting team, isn't it?
Probably.
Let's get them plus an honour guard. March them round there. The Duke of Tyrol's been imprisoned by the Duke of Milan. That's a bit odd. Oh, my kinsman Thomas Di Spoleto, genius child, has a tender and loving soul, trusting everyone in the castle. I fear he will get hurt someday. So, do we go for giving him kind, which is good for vassal opinion? Making everyone dislike him, but getting me one diplomacy. No, he's a genius. I actually care about his situation. Thank the Blessed Virgin. No. Beat him into enviousness.
Not sure that's a good idea.
Envy, yeah, does not look like it's useful. He can be kind. Domenico is clearly in the middle of a war or something. Amused by Pink Beast's discovery discovery that YouTube offers me fall asleep instantly in 5 minutes, which is 11 hours long.
I assume this is the how to train manual, and after you sit through the 11 hours, then you can do it in 5 minutes.
Especially if you started at bedtime. Where's Toxandria? Is that Toxandria? That's Brabant. So that suggests that she does hold something else. I just haven't found it. Maybe if I zoom out a bit. Not see anything else flashing. Where's Toxandria, Verity?
I have no idea. Sorry. I think it's
Oh, right, it's next door. She's the attacker. Right. Yes. She is attacking France to gain a county. 66% in favour of Bishop Markvard, King Bishop Markvard. Yes, Pink Beast, curiously, I don't think they are currently plotting to murder me is the reason why the AI murders people. Which, like, you might have thought it would be. Usually the game's quite good at preemptively doing unto others. The Romagnon-Venetian excommunication war has ended. I think because the Serene Doge in question has ceased being excommunicated. Though the game apparently tries to show me the entire set of conditions for that war in a tiny little box. So it's not very helpful. Ooh. Are we switching? Yes, okay, let's... I don't think we have any reason to prefer one or the other. So let's go for the man with 23 diplomacy as my new Chancellor. And send him to... Where was he? Was it Florence? I mean, it probably doesn't matter. Most of my vassals probably want a bit of cheering up. Yeah, Florence looks like a good place to be. Can I join that? No, I can't join those two quite yet. Ah, history is a subject that has always fascinated you, and you have spent the last few weeks studying the campaigns of Alexander the Great. There are many lessons to be learned from his conquests in the East. Perhaps I, too, will march east someday. Gain one marshal. Queen Edward the Just fulfilled the ambition to improve martial ability.
Yay.
So Queen Edda now has 8 martial. Right, well, improve intrigue or have some children, but apparently that's just not on her agenda. Yes, improve your intrigue as well. It's not like there's a shortage of Despoletos around.
I could imagine that someone with murderous impulses might not think it was in their interest to have children, because, I mean, all you need to do is lose your temper once, and then you've wasted all your effort.
Her murders are very carefully planned. Like, she's honest and charitable and temperate and diligent, and just occasionally has to kill people. I mean, if she were Roth, then yes, maybe, but no, this is very carefully planned, cold-blooded murder. Queen Edda does not murder people by accident.
I'm sure this is very reassuring.
I'm planning to take Split, but I'm not yet at war, because the moment I declare war, the entire defensive pack, Christian defensive pack will rise against me. So my plan, but these are mercenaries and event troops, both of which don't prevent you declaring war by being raised. So I plan for them to be, well, the wiki always says that they can be days away from arriving. So am I not allowed to declare war when I have troops in the target? Well, I'm going to try. I'll park them in Split and then declare war on Split. And then I immediately start besieging things.
Surprise!
Indeed, assaulting things. Oops, those two armies have swapped places. Oh well. Can I... Yeah. Just I intended that when the back one, which had the organiser, caught up with the front one, I would merge them. Oh well, not much of a problem. And since Split is a single independent county, I can defeat it in war just by fully occupying everything. So we have Symmachos, who is our siege leader, and Jakob, who I wanted to get some experience, and Neophytos, who's a convenient organizer. Well, let's try marching them into Split and then declaring war on Split and seeing what happens. Cheese.
Is it just something to keep you occupied while you're waiting for Germany to lose a war?
Win a war.
Win a war.
Yes, it is. Germany and France are defending against Brabant and are currently winning because Brabant is one little county. But it's going to take them a little while. So yes, while I'm at a loose end, let us gain this county, which we will probably then lose to the Byzantine Empire because there's a danger that the next Duke of Croatia will also become Basileus of the Byzantine Empire, at least briefly. Right, so now I should be able to go. All right, yes, I can't declare war because I have units in enemy counties where we lack holdings, so I need to move them out of Split. Lots of faffings around going on in Swabia.
I don't quite understand the rules there. There seems to be some kind of offside rule thing.
Yes.
You aren't allowed to declare war if you'd be too likely to win.
So we will arrive in Split on the 20th of December. Well, if we have an unfair advantage in being able to get our armies organised, or having got our armies organised. So on the 19th of December, just before Christmas, he gets a note saying, yes, you are de jure a vassal of Duchess Susanna of Croatia. Therefore, please submit to her. He immediately phones round all of the members of the Christian Defensive Pact saying, she's attacked me.
At which point, it doesn't matter, your armies are going to come and say hello and will besiege just as fast as a siege can siege.
Yes. It will take 14 days, though, to construct our siege engines for the first assault. My kinsman Guerino is not exerting himself in his studies. I'm starting to despair. So I can declare that he's just dense, which will definitely make him slothful, which is not very good. I mean, we don't really care about him. We'd like him to turn out well because he's a Dispoleto, but we can beat him into action, which might get slothful off him. We can talk to him about being diligent, which is likely to actually get him diligent, which is even better. Or we can pray for his soul. Well, since there's nothing there that benefits Edda, let's talk to him about being diligent. Well, that's at least got rid of slothful. He hasn't become diligent, but at least he stopped being slothful. Actually, while we're here, let's just raise her troops at least. And assault. It's going to be a bit expensive, but right, we have taken Split for 58% war score. Okay, there's no one around there, so let's also raise them. Because like this is going to be a very short war anyway, so the amount of annoyance of vassals is going to be limited. We've besieged the city of Split, but not all of its outlying holdings. So in particular, we need to get the castle of Trogir under our control. which is going to take 82 days to set up for the assault, which is dangerously long, but we are bringing in more troops. "65 days. Oh, one of that city is actually already owned by the Byzantine Empire, so that saves. We only actually have to besiege 3 things. "28 days, 26 days. So there's all the allies, defensive allies, are still trying to organise their armies into something big enough to squish mine. Which, like, we know what allies are like.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Besiege, assault. This is going to be the one that's expensive. It might even not work. Didn't work. What a mess. So we have to do this the slow way, which could be a problem.
Well, mine more troops.
Yeah, that's a good plan, isn't it? Those ones are conveniently nearby. To raise. I want to raise his ships here. I press Z, so presumably there's a thing that pressing Z does in a county. Is it that I need to go? There aren't any ships I can raise myself here. Obviously it's not actually him, it's Salerno, but their ships will raise on that side of the island, of the peninsula, which is not very helpful. Oh, that's because there's a siege going on. I want to press that button and then I can raise some fleets. Excellent. That's better. That's everything I can get on that side of the... Oh, no. That was a bad move. Why am I... Oh, because I'm at war with everyone, yes. Stone face. Yes. Well, I mean, it's got someone in my capital, which is kind of inconvenient. Conveniently, I can get most people to the target by sea, which means that they won't have to pass through any opposing armies, except where the opposing army is actually already there. Right. The first batch have already nipped across the Adriatic. We should stick an organiser on this lot for speed. Is Rhodoslav an organiser? No. Let's stick Neophytos on that one. Actually, can we join them? No. And stick. Oh, Garchi's already an organiser. Right. Okay, they've brought in some troops. This might be a problem. Oh, I've got some reinforcements coming from 2 different directions. So we may not lose this battle. I mean, I'm not that hopeful. Not least because I've accidentally lost one of my commanders because I shuffled commanders inadvisedly. Well, our reinforcements have turned up. Will they be sufficient? That is the question. Our reinforcements were sufficient. Let's disband those fleets while we're here. Oh no, because we probably can't. We captured the King of Bohemia. Defending the defensive pact. Okay, don't dismiss the fleet from there because they'll you'll lose some of them. Send them home. Yeah, I probably should be quick about it before we win the war. We're probably not getting any war score from that. Like that battle was, it was plus 5%. Okay, but yeah, we have no war score from holding prisoners because it's not a useful. He's not a useful prisoner. So can't currently ransom the King of Bohemia. We can ransom Arnost to the King of Bohemia. I think the King of Bohemia himself can't afford his ransom. Well, we might release him before the war ends just for the tiny piety boost. So the King of Bohemia's annual income is... he should be able to afford his own ransom.
I mean, the thing is, if you wait till the end of the war, he might be able to afford his ransom by then.
I mean, currently we can't ransom him because he's considering the offer regarding his vassal, but... Alright, the ransom would be 250 gold and he can't afford that. I don't have an option for send him a gift so that he can afford his ransom. Well, because I was thinking the gift might be less than 250, at which point we might be able to nudge him up to just enough to be able to afford it. Yes, it's unlikely this war is going to go on long enough. We've taken Trogir now. Yes, all of our holdings are under siege.
All the trees are on fire.
That's fine. We'll just let this head a little bit.
Yes. Eleven, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right. Right, well, that's that quick war dealt with. Oh, the county of Marienburg's been converted to Catholicism. We're getting close to an entirely Catholic... Oh, Split needs converting now. Yes, Marienburg up there has been converted. There's one more remover county to be fixed. And, of course, we're trying to fix Pongau. And Split is, of course, because it has at some point recently been part of the Byzantine Empire, Orthodox. Oh, isn't my new Martial Orthodox? Yes. Can we fix that? Yes. Meanwhile, how are things going over here? How's Brabant doing? Ah, she has a truce. Okay, who's Germany at war with now, then? Now... What? Defending against the Byzantine revolt in the war against the tyranny of the Basileus of the Byzantine Empire.
He's worked out that staying in war is the only way he gets to keep his kingdom.
Yes. Egbert di Spoleto is 6 years old and in need of a guardian and a bit dull. He's not a close enough relative that I'm going to let's assign him to Ambrosia. So I'm going to get any opinion by farming him out to a vassal. So yes, he's now in 2 wars. One against a Byzantine revolt, which is being won currently by the Emperor quite handily. And one, actually his own war, with Normandy over Brugge. So Germany has 6,500 troops now. Where even is the Duchy of Normandy? Is that it? No, that's Upper Brittany. Yeah, but it might not be in quite the right place.
Yeah, but that's right out.
Okay, this is Normandy as a part of France. Normandy has decided to try to take Brugge.
I mean, that makes sense.
Is for and has enough troops they might even do it.
Just brooding about.
So they're just next door to each other.
But sadly, this is going to be... Thus, it's going to be a fairly faffsome war, I fear. Oh, I've got... What? I've got an entire army down there accidentally.
Well, send them home.
Philibert di Spoleto has come of age. Oh, he's a brilliant strategist. I presume that means his martial score is about to increase to something worth having. Yes, not quite worth having. Okay, if you're going to go that way, go that way. Oops. Yes, Philibert has a plausible wife. Oops. Let's just set that going. Oh, my former Chancellor Comita has died. Louisa de Navarra, I don't think she's any use to me. Yes, please marry her. Get her out of my court.
In return, it's someone else's job to prepare their return.
Yes. In return, we get Arpad, who is quick, if not actually genius. Oh no, sorry, she's attractive. Let's have a look at the state of our... Oh, actually, yes, is... can't offer to join his war. Almost certainly can't offer to join his war. No. You know, if I join that war on either side, I can probably push it quite hard to make it end quickly.
Is Bruges rather part of the part of Germany, or than this causing problems, or is this some other?
Well, it's currently de facto Germany, I think. Where is it? Switch to realm view. Oh yes, there, on the coast, blatantly inside Normandy, on fire, but currently controlled by Germany as part of the Duchy of West Frisia. So let's have another look through the. Actually, if we go, members of the Di Spoleto dynasty who are unmarried, sorted by age. No gender restriction, no ruler restriction. No diplomatic range restriction, though. Oops. That's probably... Right, let us fix these situations. Well, we can't fix the bishops, obviously. Don't think there's a lot of win in fixing the 48-year-old Queen Mother of Romagna. Adelheid. Your husband, oh yes, you were married to Comita, weren't you? Who is now dead. Well, do we have any geniuses available for you? Probably not, no. Do we have any quicks available for you? No. In that case, let us cheer up my Chancellor by having you marry him. Since you were married to my previous Chancellor, it appears to be traditional. Right. Liutbrand, Bishop of Briesen, is a bishop. Walpurga. Oh, your husband died. I'm very sorry, Walpurga. Let's find you a replacement. Matrilineally, obviously. No, you can't marry another Di Spoleto. Let's try to breed in some strength. I think a matrilineal marriage to the current court chaplain of Salerno would be helpful. Right. Engeltraud is not currently in my court and would not join my court if I asked her. So if we're going to find her a husband, it had better be someone in my court or someone I can invite to my court and whom I don't mind losing. So it definitely can't be my steward. Johannes looks like he's kind of unnecessary now. Though possibly we might want to convert him to Catholicism first, just on general principles.
good to actually see people change, but now I'm going to go and see some bed. It's good, mate.
What can we see on Sunday?
I think so.
Johannes won't convert anyway. Well, let's make him somebody else's problem then. We could probably do better than this, but he'll do. We'll at least get her married. Oh, except that... Oh, right, we actually have to send someone good, do we? Because he's not good enough for her. Maybe this would require some serious organisation then, because I don't think we have anyone. Yes, because she's a relative of a queen, we actually have to ensure that she gets a decent husband. Right, that might take a little bit longer. Winfrieda di Spoleto is 10 years old in Kulm. Do we have anyone who would do well for her? She is nothing very special. Maybe she'd like Johannes. No. Still a problem with prestige effects, yes. Trude di Spoleto is also in Kulm. So we're still similarly we're going to have to start finding. Right, Guerino is at least here. No, do not betroth her to Valpurga. For one thing, we're finding someone else for Valpurga. There is a newborn genius there, but let's try to get our newborn genius married to a genius. Do we have any young male geniuses kicking around? Yes. Thomas di Spoleto is a genius and in my court, so easy to marry people to. We could go for trying to breed attractiveness and genius by marrying the genius to Liutbrand, but no, let's and that would be quite fun. And he's of a more sensible age. Ah, but he's not in my court. What? That says court. Oh no, courtier in Kulm. I'm just reading the wrong line. Right. Let's sort out Thomas then. Thomas Theokiste would seem like a good candidate. Lots of lovely prestige effects. So let's request that. Right. Christopher is 7 years old and thus a good age to marry off. We've already picked off, I think, the one... Oh, we have different geniuses available for him. Do we have any opinions on which one? None of those is very relevant. She's probably the best age. Bastardy doesn't really matter. She's the correct religion. Jutta is in Capua, so we can't really do very much with her, because we can only betroth her to those people who are currently in my court. So she will have to wait, I think. And then there's 6-year-old Eckbert. No genius is available for him. I mean, he's not a genius either, so... There are some attractive women. They're mostly a bit old. There's a strong girl over in Zerbst. She's Fraticelli, but he might be able to fix that. Kunigund,
See if you've created the Holy Roman Empire in the
right, I think everyone else is probably getting a bit young. Like Hemmer's only just been born. But on the other hand, if we're going to marry her to someone, it should probably be someone slightly older. The range of available choices is not very good. Like if we miss out all the Di Spoletos, Carlman Velf, well, he might turn out okay. Yeah, go on. Make sure she has someone to marry at least. Right, that's enough of that. Sniffle. Let's just let things run again and try. Who would we ask to leave court if we asked some courtiers to leave court? Like sometimes it tries to kick out our commanders, which is not helpful. Our betrothals are gradually organising themselves. Yeah, I have no idea what we've got her here for. Please take her away. People keep building trade posts all over the place. My kinsman Thomas, 8 years old, is turning into an 8-year-old genius, is turning into an arrogant little braggart. I might have to rein him in a little. So he can stay proud, which is like not actually a bad trait, unlike most of the sins. Can be birched, which might stop him being proud. Can be told that pride goeth before a fall, which might make him humble, which is also not bad, but I think proud is, if anything, slightly better. Let him be proud. Tuscany has just declared war on Romania, which is fine. There's a new Duke of Capua, who hates me at least somewhat less than the previous one did. There's no actually good reason why my spy master is in Meissen anymore. I'm not currently plotting to murder the King of Germany. So how are Germany's wars going? That one's still at 50% in favour of the Byzantine Empire. That one is still at 0%. Great. You are actually just at war in order to annoy me, aren't you? Well, I think it's a couple of years since we last held a feast. The fire blasted right past my face, and I felt how my hair started to curl away from the fire. The fire eater had been a bit too careless for my taste, but his troop and he was clearly greatly skilled. Yes, okay, come along. It's turn up time, because this is a fairly slow process. The wandering minstrel entered the castle singing and did not stop until he found me. With a flourishing bow and one long, sad tone from his lute, he finished his song and asked for my patronage. Yes, come to my feast. Spend enough to satisfy everyone's hunger. Invite people. Hope they turn up this time. I mean, half my vassals are at war, so not a lot of them will not be able to turn up. Actually, what's my vassal structure looking like at the moment? Is it a complete mess? Guests have arrived. King Engbert of Romania has brought in Queen Nadjane the Bold of Serbia. Sounds like a Serbian name, yes. To help him in his war against one of my dukes. It was a boring feast. Duke Richard is winning the war for Bruges. And, things are wobbling on the Byzantine Empire front. Guerino is still not exerting himself in his studies. Well, I think we shall continue to do what we can. We've turned him diligent. Maybe that will do the job. That appears to have fixed something's religion. Duke Martin's opinion of me has been improved. Possibly is about to be improved, yes. Still worth getting another 20 out of that. Various people plotting to kill various other people. Someone I think I have no interest in has just died. Freistadt is gradually getting its can't remember where it is. Tech levels up. We're mostly waiting for Germany's wars to finish. The Byzantine revolt is now winning, and Duke Richard is winning. Oh no, the Byzantine revolt is now losing by less. I mean, there is the argument that this is a good time. Well, dismiss those troops. That this is... Oh, Shift X, right. This is a good time to go to war for bits of the Byzantine Empire. I think Majorca is your own problem, really. Except you haven't got enough troops to deal with that, have you? Probably. How many troops can he raise for his own purposes? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to help with that simply because he can't defeat them otherwise. Running time quite fast now, aren't I? Clang, clang. Clang. No, I don't want... I want to dismiss fleets. Merge that lot together. Make sure they have some decent commanders. Give them a little while to recover from their seasickness. Especially since they're... Ooh, I'm a little worried now. They're going to get a straight crossing penalty and they're in mountains. We're going to be a bit dependent on the rebels being a bunch of stoats. You got anyone who's any good in mountains? I don't think we have, really. I mean, that's as good as it gets, really. Well, it'll probably be okay. They'll have terrible commanders anyway. Meanwhile, we've built some training grounds in Teano. Got 200 gold kicking around. Probably more. Let's build a better keep in Teano. A book without a title was pushed into my hands by a hooded man clad in midnight blue. Something was said but was lost in the confusion. The book was still there. So, do I gain 20 piety? Intense study of the book will follow. Let us intensely study the book. Will this battle work? I mean, we've got flanking advantages. We should be okay. Yes. The secret within the book still eluded me after weeks of intense study, wasted time and wasted ink. The man couldn't be anything but a maniac, filling precious parchment with malarkey and incomprehensible symbols. But I've become a scholar for +3 learning and +10 opinion from other scholars. Ooh, I'm a commander down. Did someone get killed in that fight? Oh dear, looks like they did. So, where? Oh right, we're building trade posts on the North African coast now. That's nice. we have crushed that revolt. And we need a new commander. Reset. Sadly female, damn it. Only we could use her. Looking for siege leaders again. Everyone wants siege leaders. Really, the siege leader situation is a disaster. Someone needs to open a school for siege leaders. I mean, I think I want a siege leader, because even if they have terrible martial, they can be put in while besieging if we're careful. So I think I'm going to invite him anyway, even though he's got fairly poor martial skill, just for his siege leadership. So, how's Germany getting on now that we've finished crushing that revolt? 76% losing one war. The Byzantine revolt is still messing around. But what I was going to look at was whether we could go to war with the Byzantine revolt, because revolts can't be members of defensive pacts, and like the Byzantine revolt might hold some land we are interested in. Okay, it appears our only claim against the Byzantine revolt is for the Duchy of Kefalonia, for an unlanded vassal. Where even is Kefalonia? It should be highlighted in blue, but... Oh, okay, it's somewhere down here. Yes, there's a slight blue highlighting there. Yeah, but that's not much use, really. Yes, it's a few islands there, which is kind of amusing. And it appears just to be 3 islands off the coast of... Oh, it's kind of tempting to work out a way to do that. How scary is the Byzantine revolt anyway? They are quite scary, to be fair. 13,000 troops on there at their disposal, as opposed to 16,000 at mine. And yes, they're at war with the Empire. Hang on. There are 2 Byzantine revolts. This one is also quite scary, but does at least have more things I might want. But I'm not sure it's worth going to war with someone that scary for one county. I mean, obviously they're all at war with the Byzantine Empire as well. But, like, I'm sure they would end up sparing a few troops from that war to squish me. I mean, I have got more troops than them, but not by a lot. It would be an effort, that war. Not worth going to that much effort for one county. But we've now got ourselves a replacement commander. The church wants to organise a miracle play for a local saint in our domain. They seem to feel it should fall on our shoulders to pay for it. So I could annoy my bishop, but the thing is, if I annoy a bishop enough, he'll stop paying me taxes. I'm not sure he's paying me taxes anyway, given an opinion of precisely 0. Yes, he is. Right. No, we don't want to annoy him. I mean, okay, that's 10 years' worth of taxes. Also, what? He's Waldentian. Why have I got a Waldentian bishop? I mean, I can't actually revoke his title because we don't allow title revocation here. So if we fixed his opinion, no, I'm not going to pay for it, though I might, if my court chaplain becomes available, try to sort out his religion. My kinsman Thomas is aiming for the stars, the ambitious little brat. So he should be. Right, 80% and 84% in those 2 wars. It's an odd-numbered year, so we won't hold a feast. Germany's about to get thrashed again in a battle with Normandy. 94%. The Duke of Franche-Comté has left the defensive pact against me. Someone's died and broken up some marriage ties. 98%. He's rejoined the defensive pact. 16 messages, what? All right, a war's ended, I think. Milan has claimed something from someone. %. Meanwhile, the Byzantine revolts are just faffing around. That's nice. A random Velf has become a grey eminence. Okay, he is betrothed to a Dispoleto. So maybe that's kind of relevant to me. Right, the King of Germany is now only in 1 war. We have yet another Prince Archbishop of Swabia. How's our finances anyway? Yeah, that's pretty good. City taxes are becoming quite decent. I think Genoa has finally sorted itself out into being a decent trading power. Yes. So now we just need this Byzantine revolt to resolve itself one way or the other. My kinsman Guerino was bitten by a snake this morning. The brave little fool keeps seeking out danger. I can praise him, which will give him some prestige and annoy everyone. No. I can allow him to be brave. I can give him some chance of becoming craven. Brave is generally good. Craven is generally bad. You added this at 90% or whatever it was, 80% a while ago. Now back to 12%. It's Unica who's the one who's involved in this. Ludwig di Spoleto has been born. Unica is... yeah, she's still a bit powerful. Right, how much does Duke Martin like me now? He likes me perfectly. Excellent. Right. Let us send my court chaplain to deal with Salerno. It's often going to deal with Salerno. Improved keeps is a good one for getting the ability to build more buildings. Let us go and visit Freistadt and see whether we can now build anything. We can now improve its castle walls. Excellent, let's do that. Liutbrand von Colmar has contracted consumption. Prince Archbishop of Perugia has been usurped for some reason. Oh! It's a button! It's not a helpful button. I can usurp the Kingdom of Romagna and the Duchy of Spoleto. Because I do actually control so much of Romagna that I could usurp the rest of it. Let's save that. We might do that just before we make the empire. Right, because of that war on Perugia, yes. King Engelbert of Romagna lost it. We can also usurp the Duchy of Spoleto. I can actually be playing as the Di Spoleto, Duke of Spoleto. Well, I mean, I think I should do that one. Right. More tech points. So, yes, Queen Edda is now, among other things, Duchess of Spoleto. I think someone is probably now going to go, Grump, I want that duchy. He's just generally grumpy. Still giving me 32 gold a month, though. Just going through these, looking for any vassal structure complaints. May as well allow time to pass while I'm doing this. So, yeah, we know that the Dukes of Capua are grumpy sorts. Right, yeah, that's all good. He desires the Duchy of Latium, but that's not very surprising. So let us hide that so that it will pop up again when when Germany becomes available. But yes, no one seems to complain about my vassal structure. A new Count of Orbitello, that's nice. Lots of people being appointed because there's a new King of Romagna. I mean, getting my character to be Duke of Spoleto was like one of my plans very early in this game. Plan might be a bit strong. One of my desires early in this game. Magnus di Spoleto has been born. He has a lisp. No, a stutter. I'm not surprised he's only just been born. So he was just murdered. No, okay, that was actually the same inheritance that I saw before. More mucking around with people in dungeons, as it were. %31% in favour of the revolt now in that war. Oh, that means one of my Amory Caput was married to someone important. That probably means that there's an unmarried Di Spoleto kicking around. Yes, Henrique was married to Amory Capet. Failed to have any children by him, and is now not married. He might be all right. Let's invite him over. I fear my kinsman Thomas is too cynical for his age. Thomas is a genius. We want to get him right. Cynical is intrigue minus church opinion. Zealous is lots of piety and +2 martial. I think we beat. So hang on, what's going on there? She loses zealous. Okay, no, that's not worth doing. And he gains cynical. No, we will try to beat cynicism out of him at least. Right, we've got a new husband for Henrique, though he's not that good. Oh, it's feast time, isn't it? Feast. Duke Adriano of Ivrea has probably done something to Tyrol. Oh, right, no. Tyrol was the Duke of Tyrol thought he had a claim on Ivrea. No, you're not going to win that one. Offer my patronage to people. presume I don't know why he's busy. Oh, because he inherited Salerno. Right, she's now Duchess of Salerno. Valpurga is. I mean, that's fine. She is still a very popular candidate for being the next queen. Oh, my Chancellor's died. Who was also Adelheid di Spoleto's husband. Right. Well, let us find ourselves a new Chancellor then. Actually, may as well make it Jakob, my kinsman. Possibly future Duke of Capua. That does mean that we need to... Yes. Oh, bishop. Well, that does mean that we need to find a new husband for Adelheid. Thomas is at least a decent son, but she needs a third husband who will marry her matrilineally, who will not be a genius because there's no one available, who will not be quick because there's no one available. There is that 48-year-old Thibault de Saint-Paul. Okay, Thibault de Saint-Paul seems like a tolerable candidate. It's terrible for poor Adelheid's prestige. Well, I've apparently become friends with the Bishop Hartwig of Ostia, which is not a very helpful person to have as a friend, but there we go. Oh, better siege equipment in Rome. Well, that was probably good for my vassal's opinion of me. How are you doing with this war? 50% in favour of the revolt? Raiders have turned up in Haturia. Like 48 raiders have turned up in Haturia. That lot will probably be capable of dealing with 48 raiders by the time they get there. Oh, Edda's mother has died. How sad. Edda now has no living parents. She does still... Her grandfather is still Bishop of Rome, mind. He's 81, but he is still Bishop of Rome. Actually, she hasn't appointed successors to any of these posts, has she? I feel that, like, elderly Di Spoletos should be stuck into... Actually, elderly unmarried commanders are probably good. Like, we want people with vaguely decent stewardship as well. Actually, my court chaplain should surely have a bishopric. That's just polite. Don't want to stick Jakob in there, though. He's too valuable. Who have we got by way of commanders who might be halfway useful in a bishopric? Because the thing is, once they're bishops, they can't run away to someone else's court. So let's point. I think he's my husband. I probably shouldn't point him to a bishopric. That would be embarrassing. Kashi, I don't really want him as a bishop. I want someone with half decent stewardship, because that will mean we get good taxes out of them. I suppose I could put my steward in there. He's not married to anyone who matters, is he? No. There we go. Now we've appointed people to all of the bishoprics, or at least nominated successors to all the bishoprics where we can. At age 53, my kinswoman Ambrosia the Merry died under suspicious circumstances. Well, I hope my commander Hrudoslav didn't murder her. Lots of people being released from dungeons. What's that? Is that a German revolt? You're just triggering revolts inside your own country now. Siegfried, my rival. I mean, I could do something about that one, to be fair. 71% in favour of that revolt. It's kind of tempting to declare a rivalry war on Siegfried and just imprison him, just for fun. And 250 prestige. And like, it would pretty rapidly finish off Germany's war with him. Oh no, those aren't my... These are my counties. That should do the job. Ah, a posthumous child for whatever Emanagildo Vinidilda Displacentia. Why has she ended up as a Displacentia? Did I accidentally make that a non-matrilineal marriage? Apparently I did, the stoat. Well, she didn't turn out to be a genius anyway. Or, oh, attractive is actually all we can get there. Well, I'll have to try to raise her to become German rather than Visigothic. A little bit concerned about whether I've got enough troops raised for this. We could bring some in from up there, couldn't we? My little kinsman Guerino always has his nose in the scriptures and spends all his time among the priests. I don't want to lose Zealous. I'm quite happy for him to gain Zealous and 1 learning. I'm starting to think Jacob might fancy me, my kinsman Jacob. No, that would not be appropriate, I think. I mean, on the one hand, no, it wouldn't be appropriate. On the other hand, Queen Edda has no children at the moment. Go on, make a move. It is good to be the queen. Okay, we've already raised them, and that one is not worth keeping. We'll see what we can do with what we've managed to raise already. It's probably enough. %79% in that war. Someone else has declared war on Germany. Oh, one of my vassals has declared the Pomeranian German war for the city of Volin. Well, I'm not going to take over your war now. If I even can. Thought I could, because he's my vassal, and you could usually take over your vassal's wars. Oh dear, I must be with child. Will my husband believe in this? Believe it is his? Good news, darling. I mean, I think my husband's a genius as well, isn't he? No. Sergios was just a good husband. Do I send this lot to fight him, or do I go and besiege him first? I think I send them to fight him with a solid set of commanders. In particular because he's leading that army. You're in forest. Maybe in that case I just stomp into his capital first, in the hope I can meet him somewhere better. I am uncertain about my future and cannot stop worrying about the life of my unborn child. Perhaps I should make a vow to the Holy Virgin Mary and pray her to ease my tribulations and help me give birth to a strong and healthy child. Do I vow, or do I have a chance of either losing Zealous and probably gaining Cynical? I mean, my martial skill is already dependent on my zeal. I think I should make a vow. A vow of chastity, a vow of humility. I'm currently diligent, temperate and charitable. A vow of charity, a vow of temperance. Charity. Jakob has avoided me for some time in the rare occasions when we meet have turned from love-filled evenings I remember to hours of arguing and disagreement. It did not come as a shock when Jakob told me he wanted to end our relationship, but it hurt me more than I thought it would. In the end, we parted as friends. Well, not as friends, technically. Hurrah! We've sorted out Pongao. Right, where should my court chaplain go next? My court chaplain should go... to sort out Split. Oh dear, 2 children need guardians. Egbert, I've already got 2 wards, haven't I? Yes. Egbert and someone else. Oh, pause. Egbert is quite boring. I feel that we could do better than Henrique at least. Anyone who's diligent and useful. Not really. Oh, yeah, you'll do. Oh, did I just do the wrong one? Oh, it doesn't really matter. They were roughly equivalent. Oh, she'll probably do. Right, ouch, as I press my hand over my belly and slowly sit down, a soft smile wakes its way across my face. The baby is kicking again. I wonder if he'll grow up to be a warrior. So, do we allow his rowdiness to be a sign of future character? Or do I rest for extra health and a small loss of prestige? Let's take rest for extra health and a small loss of prestige. Because extra health is probably for the best. Now, there's a war going on somewhere down here, isn't there? Yes. Right, we've converted someone. We've finished building castle walls in Styreg, in our county capital. So now we can splash out even more on a castle town, which will get us more tax income, which is generally a good plan. Siege of Leipzig. has been won. We have a regency while we give birth to a child, but we can still teach Thomas. He just gave, a charitable little rascal, just gave his newest toy to the smith's son. He's one I'm trying to turn useful. Charity is generally a good thing. Greed is generally a bad thing. So let's make him charitable. Right, that's all of that besieging done. I mostly want to make sure he doesn't actually win his revolt war too quickly, but that doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. Sorry, that doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. A destitute noble from a former enemy court asks for permanent hospitality. Do I welcome Ehrenfried, a soldier, or do I tell him he can only stay for the night? I mean, he's Ehrenfried, sorry. He's probably not that good a soldier. He can only stay for the night. My kinsman Thomas, the genius, practically lives in the kitchen, the little glutton. So we can tell him to eat and be merry. We can birch him, which is likely to take gluttonous away. We can talk to him about moderation, or we can pray. We will talk to him about moderation. That worked. Excellent. Some random inheritances. Regency has ended, and Inga has been born. Inga is not a genius, but is attractive. Oh, well, maybe that was what we were targeting anyway. I think Inga is a fine name. A month has passed since I gave birth to little Inga. As is tradition, I should undergo my churching as any good Christian mother does, and rejoin the Holy Church now that my body has been cleansed of all impurities. No, I don't want to lose Zealous. I cannot wait to take the communion again. I submit myself to the forgiving embrace of our Lord, ready to partake of his sacred flesh after long abstinence. Yet I must be certain to be free of sin before I undergo Holy Communion. Do I make a donation? Do I humble myself before God? Do I confess all my sins? Or do I declare that I do not need to do anything, for I am already pure? I don't think I can claim to be already pure. Let me confess all my sins. Oh dear, as I try to swallow the communion, a surge of nausea fills my body. I fall to the ground and, taken by panic, I start coughing madly. It takes some time for me to retake my senses. And when I do, the priests surrounding me tell me that while I was choking on the flesh of Christ, I called out the name of the real father of my newborn child. Right, become stressed. Word of the unfortunate churching has reached my husband, yet, in a surprising show of kindness, he shows me that no matter what the truth is, he is ready to forgive me. Also, he hasn't given me a son in the last decade. Prince Gregory, the Ancient of Rome, has finally died. And thus we presumably have a new Bishop of Rome, who is my court chaplain, yes. The Holy Virgin has blessed me with a strong, healthy girl. So I can get a ton of piety by paying 100 gold at this stage. Or not and lose some piety. Let's get our ton of piety. Probably helpful. Someone else is claiming some duchy over here. Right. Just considering at what point I attack them. You're not heading for me, are you? No. Right, gradually converting completely the wrong people. Excellent. After a successful siege, we have dragged a load of people out of their hiding holes. Well, that should be good for getting some money at least. Alright, let's organise that. We can just about afford that. Garino is impulsive and seems unable to tell right from wrong. What should I do with this wayward kinsman? I could give him a pat on the head, which will cause him to become arbitrary, or I could give him the strap, which will cause him not to be arbitrary. Let's cause him not to be arbitrary, not that we really care. Uh, 33% war score. Have we got... Are we still waiting for a reply? No, we're not. I think the other two are too expensive. You can't afford to ransom them, so they're going to be stuck in my prison for a while. Right, since we have nothing better to do, I think we should finally head over and actually attempt to attack the army of the revolt. Engelbert of Romagna is now Engelbert the Wise. Polycarpos Argyros, whose role I cannot possibly remember, has had a child. I've released some people from my dungeon. Right, we hope this will be fine. Oh! The leader of the German revolt has changed. and the new one is not one that is currently my rival, so I can't sadly influence the war by thrashing them. But because it ended inconclusively, we've still kept our prisoners. Ah, I'm with child, and possibly by my actual husband. Well, maybe we encouraged him a bit. Ah, the Byzantine revolt has been dealt with. Now we only have the slight problem that Germany is at war with one of my vassals. And I don't appear to have an offer to join war option. So Germany's strategy of being continuously at war is kind of going rather well for it. In that, like, it's been several years. King Bernard has been at war continuously. Duchess Ingiltrude of Franconia has gone to war with her vassal. I think it's feast time again. Don't actually have a casus belli against the new German revolt leader. Well, I should probably stop this soon because it's like after 1 o'clock and I still haven't got the damn Holy Roman Empire. Hang on, wasn't I stressed already? Oh no, apparently the churching sorted that out. Right, let's rest anyway. I don't want Queen Edda to die. Well, I mean, actually, I don't much care if Queen Edda dies, because her successor will be Walpurga, who's pretty good too. People exclaimed in wonder and fear when the Fire Eaters performed. After their performance was over, many eyebrows and beards were singed, but none of the guests seemed to care when they applauded the Fire Eaters. I managed to save both my eyebrows this time. Duke Domenico greatly approves. Ah, Count Stefan of Südböhmen has become my friend. Bishop Georg spoke up and told everyone how great the food at my feast was. I was really glad that someone was kind enough to say something nice about the food, given how hard I worked to ensure that the food was the best part of the feast. Their opinions of one another improve. This is a more interesting feast than we usually get, and everyone goes home. Right, how are these wars going? 48% in favour of the attackers, 20% in favour of the attackers. What are they trying to take over anyway? Oh, the city of Volin. I was very surprised to find my husband waiting for me in my rooms tonight, surrounded by an entire collection of assorted presents. Apparently he just wants to give me his best wishes for the pregnancy. Thank you. Plus 0.75 health, which is pretty good. Thomas asks, genius, if a tree falls in the wood and there's nobody there to hear it, does it make a noise? Do I give him probably 1 learning and maybe shy, which is not very good? Or do I give him probably diligent but maybe arbitrary? Diligent is good. Yes. And a regent appointed for the end of the pregnancy. What was I going to look up? It'd be nice if there was a button you could use to say, why is this person my rival? Oh dear. I have 2 sons now. I think. A son was born to Queen Edda the Just. Oh right, I have a son. And Prince Sergius of the Byzantine Empire named Dietvin. He's sickly. Well, I kind of hope he doesn't survive infancy, to be honest. Because he's now heir to the Kingdom of Carinthia. Genoa has just finished a war. Valdentian heresy has appeared in Haturia. Right. I knew where Haturia was briefly. Is it that one? Yes. Well, that's worse than orthodoxy. Duke Mangold II of Saxony has formed an alliance with Grandmayor Alighiero. Well, that might help with Alighiero's war on Germany. We have a new Prince Archbishop of Swabia. We don't get to appoint the Prince Archbishops of Swabia, sadly. Right, Hema lacks a guardian. She is boring. Let us assign her a boring guardian. So yes, some things will go to Dietwin if he survives infancy. It would be considered tyrannical to stick him in the oubliette just to ensure he doesn't survive infancy. What else can we build in Styreg? Do we have enough? Yes, we have enough money to build some barracks. And probably someone will inherit that eventually, but right now... So, Germany is just not getting itself out of these wars. Oh, well, that one's about to finish. That one's looking pretty good for us. Okay, the Duke of Salerno has just gone up to 100% opinion of us. Yes. Right, we should send our Chancellor to Milan then. Provence has declared war on... Oh! Well, that's fine, as long as it's not Germany. We have, or rather, our vassal has 87% against Germany. because he's busy concentrating on his revolt. Those rats mobble yet? No. Who is she and why? Why are you in my prison? So I can spend some piety to banish her. But, like, she doesn't have anything worth confiscating. I think we may as well just release her, because I don't really know what she's there for anyway. Those two at least ought to be we ought to be able to get some money for, but I think they're just disliked by their... Actually, sometimes moving them to house arrest can help with that, can't it? It increases their diplomacy. Apparently not good enough in this case, though. We should wait for it to happen. No. Not holding a feast this year, it's an odd-numbered year. But... Oh, see, having plenty of children now, we definitely fixed him by that brief affair with our cousin or whatever he was. Oh, Conradina's lost to Schaffenburg. 93%. Oh dear, we have another unborn child. Well, let's have another vow of charity. It seemed to work all right last time. Come on. You can do it, Ali Hero. Oh, we have a new Duke of Tuscany. Hello, Duke Imeric. Yes, we are, like, quite incompatible, really. Unsurprisingly, yes. I think we saw that in another window. %. But there's still this other war going on. Thomas, who is very pestiferous, asked, "Why did you let off that peasant accused of poaching?" He'll probably become kind, might become just, versus he'll probably become kind but might become arbitrary. Well, we'll take kind and maybe just. Right, he is helping with pregnancy in the small way that he can. We have 99% war score, or rather, Alighiero has 99% war score. My friend's friend is also my friend, a motto I try to live by, and sometimes that is an easy truth. A friend of a friend was introduced, and I immediately felt a kind of connection with this stranger. Count Stefan so I hope we'll be friends. Queen Edda hopes she and Bishop Adelhard will be friends. Or she doesn't for some reason. Well, I think she should hope that, but I'm mostly watching this number here. 99% still. I don't know when I started disliking Bishop Adelhard, but it must have been when he disagreed with me about how the presents should be treated. The more we talked, the less I liked Bishop Adelhard, and enough was enough. We would never be friends, only rivals. I don't like you. I don't like you at all, Bishop Adelhard. Well, we won't be getting any taxes from him. Not that we would have anyway. Ah, Benilda di Spoleto has died. How sad. She was a genius and never got to be Holy Roman Empress. %100% war score. Come on, finish that war. The other one is stuck at 0% on the other hand. So I don't think that one's going anywhere. Daughter was born named Brynhilda. I'm already dealing with one heresy. How about you finish that war, Alhiero? Right, you don't need to keep stomping around doing anything about it. You can just declare victory. Thank you. Yet another new Prince Archbishop of Swabia. But sadly, Germany is still at war internally, and the war score keeps hovering around 0. So I don't think I have any optimism that it's going to finish anytime soon. It has come to my knowledge that one of my courtiers could teach me more about history and other subjects I feel I've neglected. So I can demand that he teach me for 10 piety. I can ask nicely for 10 prestige. I could bribe him for 31 gold. Or I could become content. Which would reduce my intrigue. I'm trying to increase my intrigue. I think I shall demand. I mean, I'm not sure whether that will help. Gain 1 learning. But disgruntled random prince. The presence of revolted in Churb and Haturia. I've already dealt with the peasant revolt in Haturia once. Right. Unless something good is happening in this war, which it isn't, I think I'm going to declare that I'm not going to squish 2 more revolts right now. I'm going to save and stop. And will not be back for a while because I'm going to be on holiday on Sunday. And next Friday, so it'll be at least a week before we see you again. And maybe then, finally, I'll be able to sort out this pesky Holy Roman Empire. Not too worried about losing the Kingdom of Corinthia. So, yes, we'll see you then. Save and quit. Good night.